Hello, it's Jay here again and welcome to another tutorial. So we're continuing on with the main menu, and now we have all our variables in place, we can continue on fleshing out the rest of the script. So we're going to begin that by coming back to the void start, and in this instance we're going to get all the code that we will need. So we'll finish the void start in this video, and we also have one other thing to create. So with that said, let's come inside the void start underscore starting one player game. Let's set that to false. Let's close that line off, and we're going to put in starting one player game is false on start up. So we're just going to set all our balls to false to begin with. So we'll copy and paste that line, we'll change the variable to starting two player game, and we'll change the comment, and below here quitting game we're also going to make equal to false, and we'll put that in the comments as well. So quitting game is false on start up. So we're not doing anything too elaborate here. All our balls for the buttons that are going to be available on the main menu, and yes, an option screen will be added at a later date, but that's going to be a much later date because I want to get the basics up and running first. So we just set those to false, and then obviously when we select them they'll be set to true. And in fact, I'll come here after we set everything to false, including the controllers. The fade value, so underscore main menu fade value, let's set that to 0. We'll close the line off, and this is because we're going to have the GUI fade in. So we'll set a value of 0 and we'll slowly fade it to 1. So the GUI nicely fades in when we load from the splash screen to the main menu. So fade value equals 0 on start up. So we've created a variable for our audio source, so now we need to actually get the audio source component. So we do that by saying underscore main menu audio, and it's going to be equal to get component, we'll open and close brackets, audio source will come to the end of the line, we'll open and close brackets, we'll close the line off. And I'll use the exact naming convention. So underscore main menu audio equals the audio source component. So we just define the naming convention here, and then we say that that naming convention is actually equal, let's get the component, and that component is going to be the audio source itself. So below this we need to do some things with the audio. So we'll say underscore main menu audio. It's going to be a type dot volume, and let's make this equal to 0. Let's close that line off into the comments. So we'll say audio volume equals 0 on start up. And this is because we're going to have the music for the main menu slowly fade in once we've loaded to the scene. So much like the fade value, we'll start with a 0 value, so no volume whatsoever, and later on in this function we'll add some code where we slowly increase the volume. And then we just need to make sure that the clip we're playing is the correct one. So we'll say underscore main menu audio dot clip, and we're going to set that to be equal to underscore main menu music. Let's close the line off. So we'll say audio clip equals main menu music. We'll come to the next line. So main menu audio once again, dot loop. I'm going to set mine to be equal to true. We'll close the line off. So this just means that if the player doesn't press any buttons and we remain in the main menu, the music will keep looping over and over again, but without the fade. And you'll see how that works later on. If you don't want yours to loop, just change this to false. That's all you need to do. So set audio to, and in fact I've forgotten to put in the little slashes, set audio to loop. And finally, main menu audio dot play. Open and close brackets, let's close that line off. And we'll simply put play the audio. So that's just the command to now play the main menu music. To make it loop, we'll start with a 0 volume, and like I said, later on we'll input code that will slowly increase the volume. So that's all we'll need for the void start for, well, at least until we come back and add in the options screen. But I want to get to a point where we actually are able to get at least to a demo state of the basic game before we come back and add features like that. Just because I think it will help people. People might find that a little bit more interesting because they can actually see how things are going to be once the game's completed. So with that said, I'm going to come to the bottom here. Now the reason for that is later on we're going to create a void on GUI function down here, and this switch block is going to work very closely with it. So we'll say private, and this can be of type void, and I know this is unusual for switch blocks. We normally use the enumerator, but in this case void is absolutely fine. Main menu button press. We'll open and close brackets, we'll open and close again. We'll come inside and go to say GUI dot focus control. We'll open and close brackets, we'll close the line off. We'll come inside these brackets. We're going to say underscore, and we want main menu buttons. Then we're going to open and close the square type of bracket. And then we're going to come inside and we're going to say selected button. We'll come below here. So this is a reference to our main menu buttons. These here, we're going to have buttons 1 player, 2 player and quit. The selected button is the GUI that's going to be highlighted, i.e. selected by the player. And the reason why we have to do it like this is, as I said before, this is a joypad only game, so the player will not be able to select any of these buttons with the mouse in the main menu. It's going to be joypad only. So for that reason we have to do things a little bit different. So we'll say switch now. Open and close brackets, open and close. Inside these brackets we're switching the selected button. We'll come below here and we want case 0 colon, not the normal semicolon that we use to close the line off. In this case, full colon. will enter there, and this is going to be tied to the one player button. So if this one's selected, then we'll say main menu audio dot play one shot. Open and close brackets will close the line off. Inside these brackets we'll say main menu start button audio. Let's put this into the comments. So we'll say play start button audio clip. So if one player is selected, and you can change that naming convention to main menu one player button if you like. I'm going to leave mine at this for now, and that's because I'm actually going to use the same audio clip for starting a 1 or 2 player game, but I'll leave that for you to decide. But we also need to set starting 1 player game, and that's going to be equal to true now. We'll close the line off, set starting 1 player game to true. We'll come below here, break, close the line off. So let's go through this again. 4 colon for this line, case 0. These 3 lines, and yes, that does include the line for break, normal, semicolon. Excuse me. And with that said, let's copy all 4 of those lines. We'll paste those in. We're going to change case to case 1. So this is going to be the 2 player button. I'm still, as I said, going to use the same audio clip. If you want to create 2 buttons or 2 audio clips for the buttons, so main menu 1 player button, main menu 2 player buttons, and put them in the corresponding lines, go right ahead. It's your game. But I'm just going to use the same one. I will use a different one for the quit, however. But for just starting a game, I'm going to use the same audio clip for 1 and 2 player. So we need to change this line to starting 2 player game to true. Now we can simply just change that in the comment. We'll copy this and we'll paste it in again. This will now be case 2, and this will be tied to our quit button. So a little bit different this time. Underscore main menu quit button audio, and we'll change it here from start to quit. And this time we change the variable to underscore quitting game equals true. And let's get rid of all that, and we'll just say set quit game to true. Let's save that off. Now I do recommend you read up about GUI focus control if you're new to this function on the Unity website. However, please don't worry, as always, if you do not understand any of this, because we will go through how it works when we come to do the GUI and the input for the button presses and such like, and I'll explain it hopefully in great detail for you then. As always though, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below or message me and I will try my best to answer for you. But I think we'll leave it there for this video. And in the next video, we'll just continue on actually fleshing this script out. And yes, I do apologise because I know some of you will be eager to get to these functions and actually begin filling them out. But in order for the main menu to work properly, we need to get all these other things in place. And they will make our life a lot easier when it comes to testing as we fill out these functions. So please bear with me on that. We will complete the script, so there's certainly no worries about that. In fact, we will complete the entire series. But as I said, I think we'll leave it here for now. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you next time. And until then, as always, bye for now.